Magandang hapon sa lahat ng ating mga volleyball fans. Live na live tayo dito sa Alonte Sports Arena, dito sa Binyan, Laguna, this time for the semi-final round of the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Joining you courtside, my name is Diana Igual alongside Ken Pangilinan and Hans Galiria. Now, bago ang lahat, tingnan muna natin lahat ng magiging laro para sa araw na to. Unang-una na nga dito, makikita natin ang labanan sa pagitan ng Dasmariñas City Monarchs at ng Immaculada Negros Mega Wide Blue Hawks at 3 o'clock p.m. And just after that, at bilang panghuling laro natin, we have the Binyan Tatak Gel Aureliano Lady Chiefs battling it with the Quezon Tangerines at 5 o'clock p.m. Now, of course, before we jump into action, dito muna tayo something exciting for all of our volleyball fans. Get a chance to win exclusive prizes while enjoying the exciting matches of the MPVA playoffs. All you have to do is predict the score of these matches. Now to join, register on pusop.com and submit your predictions for the final score before tip-off. Winners will win exclusive merchandise, so join now and predict the score of these thrilling MPVA matches for a chance to win these prizes. Ngayon mahaba pa nga ang araw natin, kaya naman kung wala kayo ngayon sa Alonte Sports Arena, be sure to catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community, join now. Powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. Up next, our first game of the semis, we have the Dasmariñas versus Negros. This is the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association.
After months of preparation, 2 months full of competition, we are now down to the final 4 teams matapos maglaban-laban at maumpisahan ang ating liga with 8 respective squads looking for more provincial victory para sa kanilang lalawigan. The flag of the yellow and green bannered by Dasmariñas as they look to stay unscathed, managing kontra sa Negros Immaculada Mega Wide, another dark horse of the tournament looking to shock the nation, to shock Dasmariñas on throughout an undefeated record. Isang magandang hapon sa lahat ng ating mga manonood. This is the Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Once more, my name is Hans Galeria. This is Ken Pangilinan, and we will also be joined by Diana Igual, yung narinig niyo lamang kanina. Ken, what a day it is for Filipino volleyball.
Oh yeah, for sure. Semi-final round between 4 teams. So you mentioned already itong Dasma creating history as being only the undefeated team dito sa ating torneo. But Negros, a former finalist, really picking at the right time para sa kanila.
You know, both of these teams have been collegiate champions in their very own right. NU backed itong Dasmariñas. Meanwhile, ICC back naman ang kupunan ng Negros. Let's take a little bit more about the playoff brackets nitong dalawang teams na to at kung sino-sino ba ang mga maghaharap. You there finally have it. Both are gonna be the best of 3 series ang ating semis at ang finals.
Yeah, so no more Pasay, San Juan, Caloocan, and Marikina. And what's interesting here, Hans, is instead of the higher seeds having a twice-to-beat advantage, best of 3 yung magiging semis natin. So very important for Negros and Binyan, the lower seeds, if kung sakasakali, no, maagulat sila dito in game number 1, they would put pressure on Dasmariñas and Quezon to sweep the 2 remaining games.
You know, they've met at least twice already. This could either give the lower seeds a bit of an advantage kasi alam na nila kung ano yung kailangan nilang gawin to be able to win, but also the adjustment na manggagaling from the higher seeds on how they would be able to reinstate dominance gaya nung nangyari during the past few rounds of our matchup. Let's take a look at the dominant squad. Speaking of which, Dasmariñas, their road to the semifinals have actually been quite easy to say knowing that they've had a 14-0 record in the elimination rounds.
Like I said, very first time in MPVA history, and I believe they only dropped a total of 5 sets. And under Coach Reg, who's their new coach, alam naman natin, no, she's the new head coach also of this NU Lady Bulldogs back squad. Grabe, no, 7-0 in both rounds. And what's interesting about it, Hans, is yung collective effort of all of the players. And also, they're peaking at the right time. And marami pa silang pwedeng ibuga dito sa ating semifinal round.
And you know, it's crazy to think that considering na itong squad na to, they brand themselves in a rebuilding process. But it doesn't really match what they say because they've been one of the most dominant teams here in the MPVA. In fact, a lot of scorers have been added towards their respective composition. Pero isa ang nagsa-stand out sa kanila, a classic Vangeline Sog that has been performing from round 1 and even in round 2.
Yeah, you look at the numbers, but when you consider the manner of which they have beaten their opponents, kadalasan free sets, sobrang impressive yung numbers na yan. 10.5 points in round number 1, round number 2, 14.3 points. So, makikita natin, no, at least in the sets that she's participating in, she has been really efficient para dito sa Dasmariñas.
So for a total of 99 points all throughout the elimination round, she probably has participated in at least 7 or 8 games per se. Pero every time na nandoon siya sa court, ito yung mga masasabi mo na sure win talaga because of how lethal she can be on the volleyball court. Pero another lethal figure na pwede ring makalason dito sa kupunan ng Dasmariñas is Negros on their road towards the semifinals. There's been a lot of potential pieces that started to step up later in the second round.
And also, with Negros, binanggit ko na, no, they were the finalists in the inaugural season, had a disappointing finish last year, and then had a shaky start in round number 1, only 3 and 4. And then in round number 2, they were at 1 point 4 and 7. They had to sweep their remaining 3 games, and in fact, they did, and they managed to sneak in to 4th place dito sa ating semifinal round.
This is their second playoff appearance patapos nga yung halos 2 taon na kanilang pagkawala towards making it dito sa Final Four. They finally have their shot. Just like how Dasmariñas has been, meron din naman ang mga umi-score para sa kanilang kupunan, but one has stood out among them all. It's Adi Caparal contributing so much for this team.
Alam mo yung mga numero na to, Hans? It reminds me a lot of how Angge Poyos of UST and Cassie Dongalio back then when she was with UE. Grabe yung numero nito. 235 total points in 14 games speaks volumes to not only how impressive Adi has been, but yung kumpiyansa, no? Because I remember in the inaugural season, she was coming off the bench, but now she has really taken the mantle of being the go-to player para dito sa Negros.
You know, Ken, if you are looking at Negros and if Coach Jesse or Coach Don Baroga would want to get a point, all you need is to press number 2, go for that call, press on Adi. But now, we're going to press on for a new and another member of our broadcast crew. We're going to turn it over to Diana Igual. Diana, what's up?
Ken and Hans, nakausap ko nga itong team captain ng Negros na si Ira Tutanes, and she shared to me na hindi nga daw naging madali for them reaching the semi-final round considering na talagang majority of their team ay freshman at nangangapa-ngapa pa nga daw sila sa bawat isa. But after the first round, na-realize nga daw nila na ayaw nilang sayangin itong opportunity na to na from just being grateful to compete with high-caliber teams ay gusto nga daw nilang patunayan na kaya nilang makipagsabayan. Kaya itong winning streak nila, sabi ni Ira, ay halo nga daw ng adrenaline, ng desire at lahat ng pagpapagod nila sa kanilang mga training. Ken and Hans?
Diana, for that, we're about to find out kung ano ang magiging galaw ng Negros kontra sa Dasmariñas, and you, just like all of the others that are here at the Alonte Sports Arena, can also catch the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner, Smart Sports in Puso, Pilipinas. This is the 1 seed going up against the 4 seed. Ken, I know you have some certain expectations here, but before we start things off, what are you looking forward to in this first semifinal battle?
Well, for Negros, they have to play with no fear against Dasmariñas. We all know how impressive they have been so far. Pero yun yung unang obstacle that they have to overcome is really to believe that they could compete with them. And considering, Hans, that they got at least one set in the second round and they're peaking at the right time, they should have a good chance going up against Dasmariñas.
That's something that the Blue Hawks could definitely look forward to kontra sa Dasmariñas City Monarchs. Magbabalik ang MPVA Season 2.
Valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Only projects, plans, play, game. With Smart, only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Unli projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Unli 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Immaculada Mega White Blue Hawks. They're led by team captain number 8, Ira Tutanes. Her teammates number 1, Alex Valyari. Number 2, Adi Caparal. Number 3, Til Moraga. Number 4, Fifi Casera. Number 5, Shakina Barredo. Number 7, Shella Lopez. Number 9, Sam Catamora. Number 11, Irish Pesmonte. Number 15, J.L. Bravo. Number 16, Joren Siason. Number 17, Gashela Libre. Number 18, Cara Tamon. And their second libero is number 12, Krishna Pique. Now let's meet their opponents, the top-seeded Dasmariñas City Monarchs. They're led by team captain number 6, Vanchalin Sug. Their first libero is number 5, Shaira Hardio. Their teammates number 1, Kay Bombita. Number 3, Abi Bono. Number 7, Jen Jacob. Number 10, Alexa Mata. Number 12, Sam Gandada. Number 13, Camila Lamina. Number 16, Rachel Bahamonde. Number 17, Chamaya. Number 19, Celine Marsh. Number 23, Carlin Cerneche. Presenting our officials for match number 57. First referee, Mr. J. Deriquito. Second referee, Mr. Eichel Tero. Now it's time to meet the starting lineups for both teams. First, for the Dasmariñas City Monarchs. Led by team captain outside hitter number 6, Vangeline Sug. Opposite hitter number 1, Kay Bombita. Middle blocker number 10, Alexa Mata. Setter number 13, Camila Lamina. Middle blocker number 17, Cham Maya. Outside hitter number 19, Celine Marsh. And their starting libero is number 5, Shaila Hardior. The coach for the Monarchs is Regine Diego. Now let's meet the starters for the Negros Immaculada Mega White Blue Hawks. Led by team captain setter number 8, Ira Tutanes. Outside hitter number 2, Adi Cabaral. Middle blocker number 3, Jill Moraga. Outside hitter number 4, Fifi Casera. Opposite hitter number 7, Jella Lopez. Middle blocker number 9, Sam Catamora. And their starting libero is number 5, Shekina Barredo. The coach for the Blue Hawks is Don Baroga.
Here is the matchup for the first semi-final game of the semi-final round. It's Dasmariñas having Lamina, Maaya, Mata, Alinsug, Marsh, Bombita, and Hardio at the libero position. Para naman sa Negros, it's Tutanes, Catamora, Moraga, Caparal, Casera, Lopez, and Barredo. Being the captain of floor defense here, it is Negros after getting yung kanilang pinakahuling playoff spot that happened since 2 years ago. They've made it. Pero ang kanilang makakaharap has been a dominant force in the Dasmariñas City Monarchs. Again, what a day it is here in MPVA Season 2 as Lamina is starting it off. Both teams sizing each other up for now. But that will be a point, courtesy of an error galing sa Dasmariñas.
That fault against Dasmariñas. So, well, yung first attempt nitong Negros, they had that good first ball. So that's gonna be key because you want Ira Tutanes to really have herself make some plays for her team.
Meanwhile, on the other hand, that's another point. This time, secured naman yan nitong Dasmariñas. You know, the reason why kanina 10 points lang ang nakikita natin mula kay Vange, because if you are Lamina or Pono, you have so many options here for Dasma.
Oh yeah, for sure. Alinsog, Cantada is now there. Cham Maaya has been a pleasant surprise at that middle blocker position. Celine Marsh.
And right on cue is Marsh together with Mata getting a block para sa Dasma.
That's the thing. with Celine Marsh as an outside hitter. Not only is she lethal as an attacker, she has the height, the length to become a presence at the net.
2-1 for now. Mina chooses Alexa. And that goes out. So, in spite of Negros not having points na naproproduce pa lang nila, they're living off the errors of Dasma here.
Yun yung dapat i-take advantage nila, no? But I'm seeing so far medyo shaky pa yung kanilang reception. That's something they need to clean up if they want to have a chance here.
Obita denied for a bit. They give it to Adi. They've been trying to size up para sa scoring machine, but no points offered just yet.
Yeah, good attack. Good attempt rather, but medyo nakailalim na siya sa bola dun eh. She didn't have any leeway for her to put that shot in.
Dasmariñas having a single of a point advantage with Mata at the line. Oh, difficult approach. Still, yun yung mga matatawag nating napaganda pa ni Jella Lopez.
Yeah, nagawan ng paraan. Actually, that was a faulty reception by their libero, but good thing Tutanes able to elevate for that one-hand set, and Lopez getting the point.
Mina goes to Cham, and Maya gives a point to Dasma. They keep going back to the driver's seat.
Yeah, ito yung mahirap if you're Negros. These quick transition plays from Dasmariñas, and you're a split second late to react. So they have to be more sharp if you're Negros.
To get a first ball here. Caparal wants to be activated, but there's a net fault apparently called by our first referee.
Oh, sayang, no? But I like what Negros is trying to do, no? They're trying to mix up their plays. Pinapaikot ni Ira Tutanes yung kanyang spikers. You already saw Adi Caparal move in from the left pin, and then this time sa gitna.
Can't seem to find anything here. Slight free ball given by Shai. Back row to Vanj, who just squeezes it lightly as Dasma gets another.
See the smarts, the IQ from Vanj Alinsug there, going for that off-speed attack. Kita niya, atrasado yung depensa. Switching things at the last second.
And with them getting an extension of the lead, Hardio was there. Marsh tries, breaks through the wall for another Monarchs point.
But full credit goes to Shaira Hardio. What a dig there. And it set up that attack by Celine Marsh, who powers through two blockers.
This is now 7 serving 3. Lopez finds the back, and she's been the silver lining for Negros so far.
Yeah, again, not the most perfect of receptions. In fact, Tutanes had to adjust, but Jella Lopez able to smash that one through.
So far, offense of Negros has been working specifically for Jella Lopez alone. Other than that, it's Dasma getting a half of a lead contra sa Negros, 8-4.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
You're still watching the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. From the side of Dasmariñas, nakausap ko nga si Lams Lamina, one of the two seniors of the team. For Lams, MPVA is extra emotional for her since this is her last preseason tournament before her final run sa kanilang Mother League. Ang bilis nga daw ng transition na parang kakaplano lang nila ng preseason, ngayon ay last na nila. If anything, ayaw nga daw niya munang isipin ang kanilang Mother League because she wants to take it one game at a time, and also because medyo ayaw pa nga niya daw tanggapin na malapit na rin matapos ang collegiate journey niya with the team. Ken and Hans?
We also can't accept it so far. Na parang ang tagal na rin kasi ni Lams Lamina na nandito sa kanyang collegiate career. You know, she's contributed towards so much, and with that report coming in from Diana Igual, Dasma, this NU team has been booked and busy so far.
Yeah, and just going back to Lams Lamina, siya kasi yung naiwan dun eh. Dun sa group nila Bella Belen, Alyssa Solomon, Erin Pangilinan. And she's been there throughout their journey sa kanilang collegiate stints with NU, having won 3 championships there. And now she's tasked to lead this team na nakikita natin, no? They've been dominating, but still a lot of room to improve for improvement for their squad.
And in this last year of hers, she wants to make it count, leading the charge for people like Cham Maaya, who's been, like you said, a surprise para dito sa NU roster.
Surprise in terms of her being more assertive, because we all know the talent that Cham Maaya has, especially that lethal serve. Kanina nakita niyo yung float serve niya, no? Very deceiving, and now disrupting itong offensive pattern nitong Negros.
Maaya there to dig. Given a rare free ball away to Negros. And the Blue Hawks take advantage.
Kita mo yung ganda ng first ball doon ni Barredo. And Tutanes had a lot of options. And gusto mo rin, nakita mo yung middle blocker ng Negros. I think that was Moraga na pumasok doon sa right pin, which attracted one of the spikers nung Dasmariñas, freeing up itong si Fifi. Fifi Casera.
Right on cue, Lopez there. Can't seem to buy up a point. Lamina to Vange. Can't seem to buy a point here, both teams so far. Likod. Free ball given away. To Alinsug. What a kill from Vange.
That's just too good. I mean, the way Lams Lamina disguised that play, impeccable.
I mean, that was a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now, just like how loaded that spike was mula kay Alinsug. The way Lamina activates all of the players on the floor is just amazing to see.
Oh, galing magpaikot ng spiker nito, si Lams Lamina.
Tanes also wants to be given a spotlight. Not the best of first receives, but again, Ira makes them count when it matters.
Si Casera ulit, nakapuntos. This time on the right side, undeterred by those two blockers. And that's what Negros need. They have to be gritty. They have to stay composed. Because a team like Dasmariñas, they will not beat themselves up. Kailangan kabahuin talaga nila.
That is the work that Dasma is trying to put on towards them. Bombita will be getting yet another point for her team. That's been her sweet spot so far. That
So mapapansin mo, Hans, lahat ng palo ng Dasmariñas kargado eh. So if you're Negros, number one, the blockers have to have better anticipation. At least ma-deflect man lang, because so far wala tayong nakikitang ganun.
right.
And that's why yung floor defense hirap na hirap so far para dito sa Negros.
Like the blocks have been working for them kahit papano. It's just that the first ball seems to be a slight problem for them so far.
Yeah.
Lopez na naman. Ball saved will be awarded by Marsh. They go to Lopez again. Itatawid pa. How about a third try? Dasmariñas defense on lock. Adi goes a little softer.
Magandang.
We have a rally here, folks. This next point is important. And Mata dunks it down.
What a sequence there for Dasmariñas. Credit Negros for prolonging that rally. But again, yung smarts ni Lams Lamina na nagkaagulo na pero na-activate pa rin niya si Alexa Mata sa gitna.
This is what you would call variety. It makes it so hard para sa Negros na dumipensa because you don't know kung anong susunod na gagamitin itong si Lamina.
Yeah, I think that's the key word. Hindi nila alam eh. Very unpredictable because normally pag ganyang scramble, sa wing spikers na bumunta yung setter eh, pero yung smarts talaga ni Lams Lamina na nahanap pa rin niya si Alexa Mata.
Kaparal. Ramdam mo na ng bahagya yung gutom para sa puntos nitong si Adi. And yet, Negros would still keep it alive. They go to K. And another point for Bombita.
Yeah, Bombita, consistent as always. She's the type of player, Hans, na parang di mo masyado ramdam. Pero maya't maya, 10, 11 points na pala siya in the game.
Siya yung hindi madalas mabigyan. Pero
Right.
pag nabigyan, asahan mo that there's a really high chance of her scoring.
Yeah.
6-point advantage by Dasmariñas. That will not go way past the net as another point is scored by the Monarchs.
Yeah, an ace from Alexa Mata.
Timeout is going to be called moving forward before the second technical timeout. Let's listen in on Negros.
Pero hindi naman tayo titigil doon, okay? Isang magandang pasa ulit. Adi, variation. Alam mo sarado, drop mo doon, power tip, or kanina ko pa sinasabi sa'yo, ihulog mo doon sa likod. Ha? Pwede ma-check, pwede ma-check. Go, go. Adi, tulad ng ginagawa ni Pipi, dito niya tinitira. Sinabi ko na sa'yo, di ba? Lumayo ka. Kaya mo yan.
Yeah, so from what I got from Coach Don, so he specifically was talking to Ali Caparal and urging her to mix it up. Kasi I think yung scouting report feeding nila is Ali Caparal going for those strong, powerful attacks. So he wants more of variety, especially going for those power tips, yung mga long balls. So let's see if she could adjust here. Ito si Adi, who so far hasn't really been as dominant as usual.
Well, you know, carrying the load for her sa ngayon would be Jella Lopez, who has already scored at least 3 attack points. So, might be something that Adi needs to look forward to. And I'm quite not used to, you know, seeing Coach Don Baroga not as frustrated as he is early on, really urging the players to play their game. Pero sa ngayon, he might need some talking to do para sa Negros because Dasmariñas has a 7-point lead.
Plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports in Puso, Pilipinas. You are still watching MPVA Season 2, the first semi-final game of the season. Dasmariñas cruising towards the first few possessions. And Negros, the scoring machine, still yet to have a score in her tally.
Yeah, but again, with Dasmariñas, the luxury that they have, lalabas si Lams Lamina, pasok sa loob, Abe Bono, a former finals MVP back in the girls UAP for the NU Ladyball Pups.
There you go. Right on cue is Adi Caparal adding a little bit more flair towards her game.
Kaya gusto mo, pag player ka, susunod ka agad kay coach. Here it is, the power tip, getting it over two blockers. Kita niya, merong butas sa gitna.
It kind of hits hit different no, when you see that ball going down as it goes out yet again for Adi. So in spite of that first point, the struggle continues for the Ace.
Yeah, and the thing is, if you're Negros, you cannot afford to, number one, give up those errors, 3 points for your opponent. Then number two, kailangan magkaroon ka ng some sort of momentum dito because Dasmariñas, again, they're just like a well-oiled machine. They're just continuing to execute.
Great way to keep it alive for Negros. Slight combination's gonna be enough for Evangeline Sug.
Hang time there by Evangeline Sog. And again, ginawan lang ng paraan doon. And also, nakita niya na hindi rin ready yung floor defense doon nung Negros.
Minimal contact, maximum impact. As Dasma scores 2 straight from Celine Marsh.
Yeah, that's their third ace already. And Celine Marsh, she's gonna be a key weapon for Dasmariñas moving forward because I feel like when she's at her best, when she's really confident, yung kumpiyansa nandun.
Just goes out that time, but they have a lot of room for error because of that 8-point lead. So Negros will be making their first substitution of this game. Alex Malyari, the serve specialist, is now at the line.
Yeah, I'm really impressed by Negros in terms of them bouncing back from last year. Hans, kasi very disappointing yung nangyari sa kanila doon eh.
But that was Cham Maaya not being a disappointment, just making sure na ilalatag niya talaga whenever it's given to her.
Yeah, Cham Maaya, right place at the right time. And such an efficient attacker for Dasmariñas.
Even Coach Regine Diegos made a substitution with Lot Cerneche and Jacob joining in.
That's it.
And that goes for another ace. Even Cham cannot believe it, but that is such a difficult serve to handle.
Oh, float serve kasi, akala mo lalabas. Then at the last second, biglang yung trajectory ng bola magbabago, finding that spot at the right corner pocket.
Kantong-kanto.
Oh.
10 puntos na ang kalamangan ng Dasmariñas. Free ball from Negros. Combination again. And that was Cerneche making impact off the bench.
Nakapuntos agad si Cerneche, also a high school star for the NU Nazareth School. And was also part, Hans, I believe, of that Alas Pilipinas team with Sam Cantada.
Right. Who is also her teammate. But,
Yeah.
you know, let's talk to Negros first.
Nagawa mo. Sabi ko, di ba, extend, magkabilang side. Hindi tayo kumikilos eh. Huwag niyo hintayin yung bola lalapit sa'yo. Kayo lumapit ka sa bola. Hindi niyo talaga may angat yan. Sige na, 3 pa yan.
You know, some slight fundamental issues here ang pinopoint out ni Coach Jesse.
Yeah, they're just not on point in terms of anticipating where the ball is coming from on the side of Dasmariñas. And as a result, yung mga first ball sila, very inconsistent. In fact, parang more faulty than perfect. Kaya nga hindi sila nakaka-create ng plays dito.
Again, came through a broken play as Marsh tried to go for the attack, just fell up short. Negros gets a breather.
Yeah, little bit too low on that set. And Celine Marsh really wasn't able to do anything there. And masyadong mahirap yung set na yun para sa kanya.
Even for Marsh, no, who's been used to a lot of those back row attacks.
Yeah.
Dasma would still have a 10-point lead in spite of that as Totanes goes for serve, which gives them a bit of a spark in this set number 1.
The birthday girl with an ace, Ira Tutanes, she is the most senior player dito sa Negros.
Just really providing some life for what seemed to be not the best of starts for them. Look at Negros scrambling for that, but that was more than enough para kay Jacob na makapuntos.
Ayun ulit yung sinasabi ni Coach Don, no, na huwag nilang hintayin na lumapag sa kanila yung bola. Supposedly, I feel like the one at the back of Tutanes should be the one that picked up that ball, pero wala siya doon to get the reception there.
Tanes goes to Lopez. Lot attacks, scores yet again.
A mark of a very intelligent spiker is knowing where to place that ball. You see here, Sir Netchin, tinignan niya muna, no, kung saan niya padadaanin yung bola. She saw that Tutanes was not ready for that and getting that one cross court.
That was Moraga putting in some work. Would have been disastrous for Negros. Turned out to be better for the Blue Hawks.
Yeah, Moraga, I believe that's her second point already on an attack.
Bono goes to Vange, who's been red hot so far in set number 1. And that's going to be an error. Again, that is where Negros tends to make a living in Dasmariñas. In spite of them being dominant, dun sila medyo nagkakaroon ng lapses.
Yeah, net fault again against Dasmariñas. Again, if you're Negros, di ka pwedeng umasa on those 3 points. You have to take it right to Dasmariñas.
Just like how Vangeline Sug lands on for that extra point, putting the icing on the cake as Dasmariñas swiftly taking control of set number 1 in game number 1 of the semi-final round kontra sa Negros Immaculada Mega Wide. 25-15.
At sa ating pag-iilaw ngayong 2025, muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Binyan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Binyan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag, hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Binyanense. Pare, Merry Christmas!
Ang mga puso'y gising, nag-aalab, ang pag-ibig
Thank you!
ng
Merry
daigdig.
Christmas!
O'y tubog ng kasaysayan, ang tinang taong bayan
SK! 4, 3, 2,
at nabibigayan. Ang Pasko na may dalangiti,
are still tuned in, and in case you guys missed it, it is a 25-15 set number 1 in favor of the yellow and green. The Dasmariñas City Monarchs looking to still assert dominance, just like what happened in their first two meetings. Ken, set number 1, Negros had some moments, but it was the Monarchs really taking advantage whenever they want to.
Yeah, nung una, medyo nakakadikit pa yung Negros because of the errors of Dasmariñas. But once the Monarchs kicked it into another gear, nahirapan mag-keep up itong Negros. A lot of aces on the side of Dasmariñas. And what I like about what they did in set number 1 is they really mixed it up. Again, +6 in terms of attacks. And then those 4 aces. And that's why they were able to easily cruise in that first set.
For Negros, it's probably a little free. Medyo magkakaroon sila ng konting hinga. They can start over, but Dasmariñas just picking up where they left off.
Yeah, and also one thing that we didn't mention at the start of this game is si Kaylee Cosme, no, is not in uniform for Negros. She's the type of player na pwede kasing sweeper eh. She could attack, and also kahit ilagay mo sa likod, she's an additional libero of sorts para dito sa Negros. That's one thing that they're missing right now. And that's why they're having a hard time dealing with those attacks of Dasmariñas.
And she's been missing for a while now. So, merong mga times na yung first ball talaga ang kanila nagiging problema. Cosme would have been, you know, really helpful towards making that goal happen. It's just that kung medyo matagal na rin kung na hindi nakapaglaro itong si Cosme, we should have seen a bit of adjustment kontra with Negros, but going up against Dasmariñas, tough task to handle.
Oo. Saka medyo napapansin mo din na hindi naman sila intimidated, no? But it's just that yung intensity that you would like more from a team that is trying to upset an undefeated squad like Dasmariñas is certainly lacking on the side of Negros.
Ken, you were talking about Cerneche a while ago, who represented the country overseas. Here's some Cantada introducing herself in this game.
Oo, grabe to. Di pa to nagde-debut sa UAP in the collegiate scene. But boy, Sam Cantada has been so far really amazing on the side of Dasmariñas.
On the other hand, that was Moraga getting another point. Make that her second in this game after a block. So, you know, the defensive reads are there naman para sa Negros.
Yeah, pero yung consistency certainly lacking on their side.
Another power shot mula kay Bombita. Bihirang mabigyan, pero pag nandun, you know she gets a point.
Yeah, that's the thing with Kay Bombita. She's not the most powerful of spikers, but she always knows where to place those attacks. And that's why nung high school sila ni Ara Panique, they were such a deadly combination. Because Ara Panique was really the more powerful spiker. She was the one who was smarter and would be there if ever nache-check si Ara. Now they're together here with Dasmariñas, although si Ara, I think, is out for the season because of an injury.
Well, that is quite unfortunate. She would have been a really solid addition palalo towards an already dominant Dasmariñas lineup. But hey, for Jella Lopez, she's somewhat providing a lot more answers towards the questions na binibigay.
Yeah, 4 points already for Jella Lopez.
They go to Sam, what a kill. And that's gonna be enough to give Dasmariñas a point.
Yeah, Sam Cantada going to work once again. She's one of those attackers na ang hirap timingan ng kanyang palo. Because not only is she powerful, but she's really athletic as a wing spiker.
Puts them up by 2 now. That's an attack. Katamora was activated. They go to Adi, breaking the wall for her second attack point.
Yeah, nice set there from Tutanes. See here, Adi Caparal, high above those blockers. Able to maneuver against Chamcha Maaya there.
Ira obviously wants to give a little bit more confidence towards her ace. Kasi yun yung kailangan nila eh. While the error has happened mula kay Cantada, Negros needs Adi, especially in this time.
Yeah, actually maganda na may mga attempts nila, especially at the first part of that first set where pinapaikot niya si Adi, and they should do more of that. Kailangan they should not be deterred by what Dasmariñas is doing. Kailangan tuloy lang nila kung ano yung gusto nilang gawin dito.
Tuloy lang din. Itong si Kay Bombita, one-on-one. He just let the blocker catch that. Sam Katamora couldn't do anything about it.
Yeah. And Kay Bombita, again, just chipping in those points.
Halfway point to 10 already. Sam can't make it happen, or she will. As that was a lapse on the Dasma defense.
Yeah, back quick from Tutanes, setting up Sam Katamora, which caught the defense of the Monarchs that time off guard.
That will be Sam Katamora's first point in this game. Go to Vange. Tried to proceed with the save, but Casera unable to do it. Another point goes to Dasmariñas.
Such an efficient attacker. Vange Alinsug, more often than not, when you give her that ball, she produces 44.4% attack rate so far.
Just very efficient and effective, just like what you said. Ooh. Joust in midair. Won't happen. They go to the back. Negros is ready. Gitna na naman. Second try won't go. Third time is the charm for Alexa Mata.
Again, Alexa Mata, persistent. And if you're Negros, di ka pwede bumitaw. You have to keep playing.
That's valiant effort on defense, but Dasmariñas leads by 2.
Fans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable. For only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
You're still watching the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Now, when I asked Team Captain Ira kung sino nga sa mga rookie ang nag-stand out for the team, she immediately pointed to Fima Casera. At nang makausap ko nga si Fima, she shared na this is actually her first ever league na ganitong kalaki coming from casual high school volleyball lang back in Iloilo. Nakuha nga daw niya yung chance to step up when their coach put her in for Angeles Cosme, who couldn't play due to an injury. May kaba pa nga daw syempre, pero ayaw nga daw niyang palagpasin yung opportunity na to show what she can really contribute for the team. Ken and Hans?
Maraming salamat, Diana Igual, for that report. Fima Acera has been such a solid option for Ira Totanes in terms of scoring all throughout the season, if I would say. And they're planning to keep going with that. Cantada, on the other hand, turns trash into gold all of a sudden.
Man, Sam Cantada with a barrage of points. Ito halos broken play na pero nagawan pa rin ang paraan. But again, Negros, you have to be sharper than that on defense. But just going back to Fifi Casera, you know what they say, Carpe Diem, seize the day. Meron kang opportunity to produce. And so far, I think in the tail end of that run of Negros, she was one of the catalysts that really sparked that run for them.
Sometimes you don't need words to describe that, Ken. My goodness, Vangeline Soga. coming out of nowhere after that combination play. We're gonna listen in on Negros one more time.
Wala ka naman natin. Ha? Sabi ko bumaba ka ngayon, service. Ano? Di ba? Over. Nakita nyo naman, bumabalik na yung bola. Tingnan nyo yung bola, hindi ko siya sa... Nakita nyo na bumabalik. Di ba meron tayong tricks na gano'n, babalik na, di ba? Pipi, kilos ka agad.
Guys, focus tayo!
Pipi, kilos ka, wala mangyayari sa atin.
Ray, makulada! Ay, ano ba? Tara!
I think it's still the same instruction with some more specifics mula kay Coach Don.
Yeah. Lagi silang late to the ball eh. And that's why Dasmariñas is always first. And again, hindi mo naman din pwede sabihin na dahil wala si Kaylee Cosme, magiging faulty yung inyong floor defense because she's been out for a very long time already. Although, to be fair to them, this is a different opponent they're facing. But nandito ka na might as well take this opportunity. But despite all their struggles, they're actually down by just 3 points.
And just maybe they can make something happen here. But the free ball's not gonna help that kick cost just much. A kill denied by our linemen as a point goes to Negros again.
Yeah, just a little bit too long on that approach from Alexa Mata. Ito, Negros. This might just be the opportunity that they need. Down by just 2.
They go to Vange. Just too much power packed up on that spike.
That's the thing. When you need an immediate point, you go to Vangeline Sog. She's been so efficient. Most of her attempts have produced points. Could be a front runner for MVP award.
Oh,
Vangeline
yeah.
Sog.
They try their own version of a combination play, and that is Lopez carving her own name in this semifinal already, her 5th point in this game.
Yeah, Jella Lopez. I always like her game as an opposite spiker. Very powerful lefty. But the consistency is something that, well, at least in this season, medyo spotty para sa kanya.
Speaking of spots, Bombita finds the back. No blockers there mula sa Negros. So they're starting to, tether a bit pagdating dun sa kanilang defensive rotations.
Yeah, but they need to find an answer for Vangeline Sog already with 7 points. They're not even halfway done in the first set, in the second set rather.
Whether it's Lamina or itong si Pono, they've had a lot of, solid contributions in activating all of their attackers. This time, si Cantada naman, one-on-one. Ball kept alive. They go to Bombita. On the other hand, Caparal finds the back of the Dasmariñas floor.
Credit Jella Lopez for keeping that ball alive on that what we thought already was a point for K Bombita, but that set up that attack by Adi Caparal. Just like that, lead down to just 1.
And Tada was blocked. And that's another point for Dasmariñas given to Negros. That's 4 straight, Ken.
Bihirang-bihira mangyari yan, ha? Actually, she committed an error there.
Oh, yeah. But that was more than enough to make this a tie. All momentum now in the side of Negros. Pono to Bombita. And another explosion onto her side as this is your PusoP.com community cam, powered by PusoP.com, your game, your community. Join now. It's just too much power from Kay on that right side.
Yeah, also, little bit late on the block where si Adi Caparal and Sam Katamora, they have to be quicker in terms of anticipating kung saan pupunta yung bola.
A little quicker. Antada na naman.
Kanina pa yung middle portion ng Negros defense, yung pinupunterian nitong opensa naman nitong Dasmariñas. See here, Abe Pono, what a set. And Sam Cantada right in between the libero and Fifi Casera there.
So after Negros scores 4 straight, Dasma counters with 2. Make that 3 as an ace happens for Alexa Mata.
Second ace already for Alexa Mata. Fifi Casera has to be better. She's been the one being targeted here by their serves of Dasmariñas.
And Ken, that's Cham Maaya and Alexa Mata, middle blockers having service aces.
Ayun, si Casera ulit, tinarget nila.
Lopez, on the other hand, would keep that from happening a little less if they would be the ones to serve here.
Better first ball from Casera. Di na halos gumalaw doon si Ira Tutanes. And also good job by Jela Lopez getting it off the hands of Sam Cantada.
Go to Pono. Free ball given away. They go to Caparal. Finding the bottom.
And credit Barredo there because she was the one tasked to set that one up. Bump set. Adi Caparal much quicker and late on the block attempt was Chamcha Maaya.
You know, being the mark player dito sa kupunan ng Negros, ramdam mo yung gigil towards Adi wanted to do. I don't wanted to keep it alive, but it's not gonna be enough as Cantada gets another point to place Dasmariñas up by 2 still, heading into a technical timeout.
Only projects, plans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy! Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now!
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusop.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partner Smart Sports in Puso, Pilipinas. You're still watching MPVA Season 2 ang Liga. Para sa lahat, it's Hans Gileria, Ken Pangilinan, and Diana Igual, your broadcast crew for the day. And it's Dasmariñas still leading and thriving after all of the counter-attacks Negros throws at them.
But it's not like if you're Negros that... Wait a minute. Chamcha Maya is down. Mukhang okay lang naman. But it's not like if you're Negros na hindi ka na-representan ng opportunities dito eh. They have to just take it. But yeah, just a case of a bad landing by Chamcha Maya. She will shrug it off. Eh, matatag yan si Chamcham pa.
Talagang double check din lahat ng mga teammates niya sa kanya eh. No? Para sure ball lang din at sigurado that everything is a-okay. Natasha Bombita now at the service line. Si Ason also back for Negros.
Kasi sabi ko sa'yo, ganun-ganun lang. 6 na puntos na agad si Kay Bombita. Parang silent operator lagi ito eh.
Just so much in the quiet of things. Oh.
Tamon has to get that. She's the setter.
Ball tried to be kept alive by Jorens. Miscommunication leads to execution para sa Dasma.
Yeah, matik yan. Basta second ball, it has to be the setter.
And that is a power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. You gotta load now as Cham Maaya telling everybody that she's okay.
Halata naman.
Tamon's second ball will not work in their favor. Coach Don Baroga immediately looking at the bench. There needs to be some changes, and Bismonte is going in for Casera. And mind you, Ken, Bismonte has been one of their first liberos changing a position this game.
Oh, by necessity. Mabanggit ko lang, no? Galing kumanta niyan, si Irish.
So technically, you have 2 liberos now para sa Negros.
Right.
But that was just the right position, just not the way she would have wanted it to go.
It would have been better if she dug it up instead of trying for that overhand reception.
I believe Alinsog already has 8 points. And Lot Cerneches gonna be checking in. Same para dito kay Lamina. Replacing both itong si Pono and, you know, the silent killer, Bombita. Minsan di mo nararamdaman na nandun siya, and then biglaan na lang may pumapalo dun sa right side.
Exactly.
They go to Adi. Now to Sam. That's Bismonte putting in the work. That will not hit the blockers, and a point will be given away to Negros.
Yeah, lucky break for Negros, who can't seem to really set up a play of their own. It's been all scrambling. May challenge yata tayo,
Yep, I think that's going to be the case. And I believe for the first time this season, since we've already reached the semi-final rounds, we will now have a challenge. And, you know, this helps a lot para sa ating mga teams, because this could either make or break yung kanilang momentum.
Yeah, saka libreng pahinga din, no?
Oo. Yan ang mga paborito ng mga atleta natin eh. Just to get a little bit of a rest. Considering na itong mga ganitong klase ng challenges are very impactful. And in fact, we still have another game coming up after this. In case you guys are wondering, it's the 2-seed Quezon facing the 3-seed Biñan, the defending champions. Ang unang sabak nila is away. And Biñan looks to protect home floor, which is a very important case here in the semis.
Actually, a rematch of last year's finals. Biñan and Quezon, although Biñan, different iteration of the lineup. Ngayon, puro Arellano. Last year, it was mostly Enderan and a couple of Adamson players.
Right.
Pero still, they've developed some sort of rivalry here already in the MPVA.
Whether or not it's going to be a block touch, the answer seems to be clear. Malinaw na malinaw.
Kasing linaw ng mata ni Idol. Successful challenge.
Ikaw ba si Idol na nanonood? Malalaman namin yan. Kasi hindi kami si Idol eh.
Quick shoutout lang, no, kay Ednel Maniquis
Ayun
and Jennifer Bacod, former Negros Blue Hawks players who were part of that team that made it all the way to the finals in the inaugural season.
And the culture still lives.
Oo.
You know, Negros still at the Final Four. Already an achievement, but they do not want to stop there as Catamora gets a point.
Sam Catamora chipping in those points. Casera is back in, so they have 3 spikers up front. Talking about tong Negros.
Caparal, on the other hand, already has 4 points. Or should I say only has 4 points. As Chamaya, on the other hand, she's been red hot in the second set.
Yeah. Cham Maaya. Also very efficient Bihirang-bihira mabigyan ng bola, but every time she has an opportunity, she's able to put that ball away.
That opportunity will be given to Rachel Bahamonde, who now enters Cantada as 5. That one goes to Adi. Alinsug.
She has been unstoppable so far, Evangeline Sug. And just every time that she's given that ball, she really delivers. And again, late yung blockers doon. That time ng Negros. 9 points para kay Vanch.
That cross court. Again. Would have been the case. Not gonna happen. Bahamonde naman. Siason's been trying. None successful so far. They go to Casera.
No.
And that's not going to be a block touch. Our first referee calls for a point. And Coach Jesse Baroga is going to challenge that.
As expected, because the line judge initially sinignal niya may check ball, but was overruled by our first referee, Jay Derequito.
We're gonna find out more about it dahil yung anggulo nandun naman eh, para kay Casera. It's a whether or not thing. Kasi kahit ganun nga naman kalapit yung ating first referee, you'll never know with the spur of things.
Yeah. Pero kanina, no, there was a point where si Casera medyo pinanood lang yung bola, no, and that's why si Tamon na kumuha ng first ball. Yun yung mga kailangan iwasan ng Negros at this juncture.
So now here it goes. Bit of a pointer. I think they were all laughing because of a no.
Kaya nila tatama eh. It was close though, but good eye by Jay Derequito.
No spin on the ball means no point for Negros as Dasmariñas 2 points away from securing the second set.
Oh my goodness.
Cantada with a knuckleball to place Dasmariñas at the second.
That was just exquisite from Sam Cantada. 6 points already. Nothing Casera could do. Siya yung tina-target eh. Kanina pa nung services nitong Dasmariñas.
Here they go again. Free ball given. Come on, this right there. Hardy was two. Kill right at the back. Cerneche will finish off set number 2 on a high note para sa Dasmariñas. Giving it one more set away. Delivery from Lamina. Takedown from Cerneche. Dasma just needs one more.
At sa ating pag-iilaw ngayong 2025, muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Binyan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Binyan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag, hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa, at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Binyanense.
May dalang ngiti, ang liwanag ang mga puso'y gising.
Negros would have to make a mountain move here for another comeback as they were down 15-25, 15-25 in both sets. Dasmariñas, points coming from different players. Maaya contributing a lot, and even Bombita, who has been such a reliable option for both Lamina and Pono, as Dasmariñas is just one set away from getting a game lead in this series.
Yeah, Sam Cantada, who did not even play in that first set, leading the way here in the second with 6 points. Kanina, Hans, 16-14 na ito but Dasmariñas finishing things off with a 9-1 run. And you see the numbers here, plus 12 in attacks. And then the errors, grabe. Hindi naman karamihan, pero ang problema kasi if you're Negros, you haven't been able to show an ability to put in some string of points. And even though opportunities are being presented to them, they haven't able to capitalize so far.
You rarely, see such a huge gap doon sa attack points, especially in this kind of league already. Pero yung paraan nitong Dasmariñas na pigilan yung mga leading scorers nitong Negros has been masterful to watch for the Monarchs.
Yeah, that goes to show you how execution for them has been really on point. Imagine 80% of your points coming on attacks alone in that particular set. And ito, naka-ace na naman. Si Lams Lamina naman para dito sa Dasmariñas.
Nobody home to get that first ball as Lamina. Good read. This is a free ball right away. They go to Lopez. Starting off a little slower, both teams, but then error from Negros gives the Monarchs a point.
Yeah, Moraga and Tutanes not on the same page on what they were trying to do. Akala ni Moraga quick, pero Tutanes went for that high ball.
An ace and an error, Dasma. That came from them all the way. Lopez, high flying for that drop.
Yeah, able to adjust mid-air. Jella Lopez is actually one of the most athletic players here in the MPVA.
For sure, 100%. Just how high of a flight can she go? Well, they give it to the other side. Tutanes had the right intention, just was a little too strong on that push.
Yeah, good attempt. And also, I like how they're trying to target ito si Celine Marsh when they're serving itong Negros. Although Celine Marsh has shown vast improvement in terms of her floor defense, pero yan yung isa sa pwede nilang i-target if you're Negros.
Marsh digs, Vanch attacks.
Outside.
And that goes a little out.
Bira yan. I mean, Vangeline Sog so far is more than 50% attack efficiency.
That's a pretty solid stat, especially for someone like Vange. Here's Marsh. Baon kung baon.
Grabe, yung elevation ng Celine Marsh. Tamo dito, no? Nothing the blockers could do when Celine Marsh goes airborne like that.
Malyari was there. She just didn't expect how quickly it would go down. Mata. Negros avoiding another ace, but cannot avoid Celine Marsh.
Another one for Celine Marsh. That's the thing. If you're Negros,
You gotta have to handle the power spike presented by Smart Power All 99. Load now.
they have such, sorry Hans, they have such capable spikers, talking about Negros, pero hindi talaga ma-set up eh. Kasi nga, wala silang, yan, exactly, first ball.
Right
Yung pasa talagang nagkukulang.
Ken right on cue on the worst way possible. That's another. Parang kada isang set, merong service ace itong si
Yeah.
Alexa Mata. Just how polished that serve has been.
Oo, trinabaho talaga ni Alexa Mata yan. She's been one of the most improved players on the side of Dasmariñas.
That will be another point given to Dasmariñas here. So both the offense, the gears are grinding or the gears are moving para dito sa Dasma, but Negros have some clunks in their armor na hindi nila mahanapan ng butas.
Yeah, that time and legal attack. Yung backliner, no? Stutanes.
They go to Adi, who gets completely rejected.
Remarkable timing there by Jacob, anticipating that attempt by Adi Caparal. Napayungan siya doon.
Access denied. Negros denied too. Dasmariñas is up by 6.
Only projects, plans, play, games. With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
You're still watching the 2025 Maharlika Pilipinas Volleyball Association. Now, usually for other volleyball players, either they grew up with volleyball or nag-start muna sa ibang sport before switching. But for Andrea Caparal, more than just being the go-to player of her team, interestingly nga, she actually played 2 competitive sports at the same time. All throughout elementary, dual sport athlete nga siya, playing both track and field and volleyball. Pagdating ng high school, doon lang daw talaga siya nag-decide pumili, choosing volleyball when a big opportunity opened up during a tryout. And if anything, she says na hanggang ngayon, dala niya pa rin yung sa bawat laro, not just her volleyball skills, but the discipline and mindset na na-instill sa kanya ng track and field. Ken and Hans?
No wonder the high-flying approach nitong si Adi Caparal has been there. Maraming salamat, Diana Igual, for that report. Caparal has been the go-to option, just like what Diana has mentioned, Ken. It's just that Dasmariñas has done a really good job trying to contain her in this game number 1.
Not only container, she has basically been neutralized by this defense of Dasmariñas. And also, di mo rin masisisi kasi nga wala silang first ball, and every time na meron siyang opportunity to attack, nandun na yung depensa kasi nga mas madaling ma-anticipate nitong depensa ng Dasmariñas.
Well, there's a solid first ball.
Yun. Tamo, hulog.
And that is a not-so-secret recipe to success if
Yeah.
you're a volleyball team.
And yun din sinasabi ni Coach Don na try to go for those drop balls dahil ang scouting report sa'yo is really going for those powerful attacks. That time, switching things up, getting the point. Yan an ace.
2 straight para kay Adi Caparal, starting to heat things up in this battle as we speak.
6 puntos para kay Adi Caparal.
Just needs a little bit more. Marsh becomes a target again. Free ball given away. Goes a little long para kay Libre.
Oo. Nasa ilalim si Libre doon sa bola eh. Kaya Yung tendency talaga doon is for that ball to go way long.
Nasayangan din siya no, no? Because she knows that the momentum was already on their side for a bit. Like, pwede nilang paunti-untiin sana. So Fifi's here, making her way back. Go to Casera again. Marsh. Just back row greatness from Celine Marsh.
That's the type of height nung bola na gusto ni Celine Marsh. Again, Lamps Lamina, just remarkable in terms of her playmaking. 6 points para dito kay Celine Marsh.
Just the precision of the way she places those ball sets.
And I feel like she's often overlooked because she's not the most athletic in terms of being a setter to si Lamps Lamina. Pero I feel like yung decision making, I feel like she's arguably at the top of the list.
Tsaka siya yung klase ng setter, as of course Casera gets another point. But going back to our thought, it's Lamina just, you know, knowing what to do and when to do it.
Yeah, saka 2 steps ahead lagi siya eh. Like in this play, tinignan niya muna kung paano yung alignment ng kanyang spikers maging yung depensa nitong Negros. You see here, nakita niya late yung middle blocker on the other side. In fact, hindi na nga nakakontest in that running attack. Thing of beauty on the side of Dasmariñas.
And Lamina leads at least 7 other Dasmariñas players who have scored in this current matchup. Tutanes will spike.
Attacking setter talaga yan, si Ai.
Oh yeah, for sure. But that will not work for Ida, but will for Fifi.
Fifi Casera, kakapasok lang. Nakagawa ng paraan dun. Yeah, just down by 5. You put in 2, 3 straight points. You're right back in it if you're Negros.
Lamina tried to activate 2. We go to Jella Lopez. Back to Bombita.
Again, Lamps Lamina. Nakita niya na-scramble yung depensa. And then, finding K. Bombita, who fires that at will. Again, just a silent operator. K. Bombita already with, I think, 9 points already.
Ken, parang pag nakakalimutan mo siya, no? Like, konti lang. Just a few possessions after forgetting her for a bit. She's there. But I think this is a player that we will not forget in this game number 1. Jella Lopez has been stellar on her way out.
Yeah, nice approach. And just breaking through against 2 blockers in Alexa Mata and K. Bombita.
Goes over. Marsh again. Finds the back line for another Dasmariñas point.
Parang di rin siya makapaniwala na pumasok eh. But again, that back row attack doing her favors. Celine Marsh just clips the outside line there.
Been so effective in those back row attacks. Goes Cantada again. With a solid serve, but it goes in. Great find mula kay Moraga. Just even through finding it on a consistent basis, Malyari is going to be checking in again at the service line.
Lima na ulit, lawang ng Dasmariñas dito. If you're Negros, this is a crucial juncture here. You don't want to let the Dasmariñas pull away here in the 3rd set.
That's an antenna waving through. And I believe that is an ace para kay Alex Malyari.
Nakapasok lang. Nicely done on that service from Alex Malyari.
A definite reason why she's there.
Yeah, actually si Celine Marsh pwede nila yung target dito. And in fact, go to Celine Marsh.
And Celine Marsh pushes through with an attack.
Oh,
One-on-one. Mata wins against Adi.
Alexa Mata anticipating that one well. Kita mo, bago pa pinalo, she was there, feet set, and able to foil that attempt by Adi Cabral.
They remove Cantada from the line, but puts Alexa Mata. Free ball given. Bombita. What a kill. What a combination. Dasmariñas again. Just the find, the confusion, the misdirection of Lamina places Dasmariñas up by 6.
Fans, play, game! With Smart Only 5G, valid for 3 days. Tuloy, tuloy, tuloy. Simply reliable for only 85 pesos. With Smart, load now.
Kick Mobile. Download the Kick app, choose your number, activate the eSIM, and own the country's first ever customizable mobile experience. Stay first in line for network priority. Kick Mobile. Download now.
Catch all the games live and free exclusively on pusopi.com. Your game, your community. Join now. Also powered by Smart, the official telco partner of the MPVA. Special thanks to our media partners Smart Sports and Puso Pilipinas. This is still the MPVA, and this is still a service ace from Alexa Mata. She's had a handful of those in this current game.
Kung daw nagkakamali, pang-apat na
Right.
yata niya na ace yan eh. Total of 7 points. Just steady as always, Alexa Mata.
So easy to take but hard to recover from. But for Jella Lopez, being the first and only player in Negros to score in double figures.
Yeah, Jella Lopez. Nice approach. Naunahan niya yung dalawang blockers doon.
So this is Tutanes and Lopez heading back. Coach Jessie Baroga might be looking for something here from her other reserves.
Yeah. Also yung alignment, no? 3 spikers up front. You have Adi Cabral, Sam Katamora there. And also si Siason. Oh!
Marsh! My goodness! Nobody home to get at from the blockers.
Celine Marvelous Marsh. Look at this attack. And ang ganda nung pasok doon ni Jacob, attracting 2 defenders on the side of Negros. At wala na nakabantay doon kay Celine Marsh.
Wala nang naiwan to even graze it off the blockers as Lamina, Bombita head back to the bench. I think they're gonna rely on their youngsters the rest of the way for this.
So double subs din on their side. And si Abe Pono kasi attacking setter din ito eh.
That goes
Outside.
out still in favor of Dasmariñas. So Negros, nakikita mo sila eh. They're going out of the box every now and then. It's just that yung precision ng landing hasn't been working out for them.
Yeah. And also the intensity clearly lacking, no, on the side of Negros. You know, a team like Dasmariñas, you really have to take it to them. No, yung ganyang kalakas, ganyan katatag na team. Obviously very well coached.
Caparal.
Oh!
Cantada just had to look in dissatisfaction after that. As Adi breaks her cold streak of not being able to score in previous possessions.
Yeah, probably her best set here in set number 3, Adi Caparal.
Right. I believe now has 7.
Right.
They go to Sam. Casera off balance. A crucial error that places Dasmariñas at 20.
Yeah, had a hard time getting to that set. Fifi Casera. 8-point lead now for Dasmariñas. Closing in on game number 1.
Marsh goes a little low on the serve. Nung pagka labas pa lang sa kamay niya, she already knew.
Jel Moraga coming in.
Some more insertions para kay Coach Don Baroga as they are down by 7. And, you know, they are 2 points away from their usual average in this set, but you don't win a volleyball game with just 15. So,
Yeah.
heading into this, kailangan taasan pa nila ng konti. Yung posibleng kumpiyansa nila, and they're 1 point closer to that after that Cerneche error.
Oh, unti-unti lang nila itong Negros, no. This could still be playable for them. But again, the consistency, the intensity, something that needs to be addressed moving forward.
They've made it there, courtesy of a point from the errors of our national representatives. You know, they're youngsters. They can
Yeah.
make those every once in a while.
Katamora.
Will also give the favor right back, you know, just when you had it already.
Oh, akala mo, momentum nasa side mo na, pero papamigay ka rin ng error. Again, for Negros, if they want to have a legit shot in game number 2, obviously yung first ball, sobrang kulang, intensity. Because, mapansin mo dito parang, well, you can't blame, syempre, iba-iba naman yung personalities nila, no? But there's, kumbaga, alpha, no? That would really set the tempo, the mood for them. Yun yung siguro kailangan din nilang hanapin. Because, if you remember, nung nag-final sila in the inaugural season, back then, they still had Angela Bacon, Rian Cañete, Sophie Kagalawan. So those were players that they heavily relied upon on. Pero ngayon, in transition phase din sila. And now, this is Cantada scoring on the side of Dasmariñas.
And what an angle!
Sharp one at bat.
Like, Sam Cantada, people go long. Not a lot of people go wide, especially with that bit of a corner, pero nagawa niya pa rin ang paraan. And you're right, for Negros, this is a pretty young roster compared to what they had 2 seasons ago or maybe a year ago. But the fact that they've already reached the semifinals speaks volumes of what they can do as a team in the future. But there's also future players of Dasmariñas who look to reinstate NU's winning culture here in the MPVA.
Kabilang dyan, si Lot Cerneche. Not a lot of touches, but making it count to si Cerneche.
We go to Casera. Ball broken.
Walang coverage that time on the side of the Blue Hawks.
That was the Bahamonde and Cerneche combination. Giving another point to Dasmariñas. Lot getting a hand on that. And match point na ang kupunan ng Dasmariñas. And that will be Rachel Bahamonde finishing it off once and for all to take game number 1 in favor of the Dasmariñas City Monarchs. A gift that keeps on giving is that first ball. And Dasmariñas very happy to take this for themselves.
Now 50-0 after securing game number 1 here. Flawless performance by the Dasmariñas Monarchs. And if you're Negros, Again, all is not lost. You still have game number 2. Pero ang tanong, do you have that belief that you could really compete against this very formidable Dasmariñas Monarch squad? Because certainly, ganda nung naging tapos niya nung second round. But hitting a roadblock here, Hans. Pero yun nga eh, anything could happen. They had those moments, especially in that second set. Kaya lang nabitawan nila, and Dasmariñas, a team like that, when you give them a slight opening, they would pounce at every opportunity.
And this will be Negros going back to the drawing board from what we saw. Coach Regine Diego, the winning rebuilding culture still undefeated here as Dasmariñas 25-15, 25-15 and 25-16 getting a sweep kontra sa Negros in game number 1.
At sa ating pag-iilaw ngayong 2025, muli nating sisindihan ang diwa ng pagkakaisa at pag-asa. Patuloy ang pamalahang lungsod ng Binyan sa pagsisikap na gawing mas maunlad, mas ligtas, at mas kaayang-ayang tahanan ang Binyan. Totoo po, may mga lugar pa rin tayong binabaha. May mga kababayang pang nahihirapan at may mga puna pa rin dumarating. Pero ngayong gabi, habang pinapailaw natin ang lungsod, pinapaalala natin, hindi natin nakakalimutan ang ating mga hamon at ginagawa natin ang lahat upang malagpasan ang mga ito. Kahit may unos, pipiliin pa rin natin magliwanag hindi lang para sa iilan, kundi para sa mas nakararami. Naway ang liwanag ng Pasko ay magdala ng paghilom, pag-unawa at panibagong lakas para sa bawat pamilyang Binyanense.
May dalang ngiti, ang liwanag at ligayang nanginginig, ang mga puso'y gising,
Once more, it is 25-15, 25-15, and 25-16 para sa Dasmariñas Monarchs in this first semi-final series of the day, winning against Negros Immaculada Mega Wide in quite a dominating and commanding fashion. But there's a lot of players na posible nating mabansagan na Queen of the Court in this one for the ladies in green and yellow. But one that has stood out the most has been Natasha K. Bombita, contributing a lot. The silent killer of Dasma, making it happen in game 1.
Yeah, at least 6 players with 7 points on the side of Dasmariñas. But Kay Bombita leading the way. The only player, in fact, for Dasmariñas who scored in double figures with 11 points. But as consistent as they come, Kay Bombita, well-deserved award for her.
Just a really solid outing from minute 1 up until the end. She is together with her courtside reporter, Diana Igual. Diana, please take it away.
All right, so that is right. I'm here with the Queen of the Court, no other than Kay Bombita. Now, Kay, of course, congratulations for getting yet another win for Dasmariñas and for being Queen of the Court, of course. Ngayon, you still remain undefeated and ngayon, nakakuha kayo ng panalo in straight sets. So ano ba yung tingin nyo nakapagpatulong pa rin sa inyo today to remain dominant all throughout that game?
I think one thing that helped us para maging dominant sa liga na to is yung rest namin. Kasi kahit kahit dalawa yung liga na sinasalihan namin, yung coaches namin still manage na magkaroon kami ng magandang pahinga para maging maayos rin yung galaw namin sa game na to.
Alright, so nabanggit nga natin na undefeated pa rin kayo, but syempre kahit undefeated kayo, alam natin na may mga gusto pa rin kayong i-adjust within the team. So ano ba yung parang mga adjustments nyo pa rin na gagawin nyo in your next games?
Every may game po kami, palagi kami nagmi-meeting na dapat dapat maayos namin yung connection namin sa loob ng court. Doon na nanalo kami, marami pa din po kaming dapat naayusin, especially yung mga mga error din po namin. Yung isa sa mga goal namin is mabawasan po yung errors namin.
Okay, so kay baka may gusto kang batian, friends, family, this is the time.
Okay ba? Hi po kay Clover, kay Cotton, kay Ate Mai sa family ko po, kay Jungkook po, tapos kay Jonghan, tapos kay Mingyu. Hi po!
Okay, so once again, Kay, congratulations to you and the whole team. That's it for our Queen of the Court, Ken and Hans. Balik sa inyo.
Maraming salamat, Diana. And of course, our Queen of the Court, Kay. Ibang klase yung mga sinoutout niya, no, Ken? Mga ano yun eh,
Ano yun,
mga
mga K-pop?
K-pop idol yun eh.
Parang
Pero-
gustong-gusto mo yun, ha?
Oo, well, mga solido mga idol natin yan. And in fact, Kay, Bombita, and the rest of the Dasmariñas City Monarchs, just like what she's doing right now, has left a mark in game number 1 na talagang tumodo yung kanilang performance. At iba, yung naranasan mo dun sa interview na yun, no? Kasi parang sa iba, nagpursige sila sa training. But for Dasmariñas, it's resting, which is an unlikely scenario. But before I let you in here are your Smart's Power the Plays brought to you by Smart Only 5G. Only 85 pesos for 3 days. Download the Smart app and load now. It didn't really take a moment for the Dasmariñas to take over in this game.
Yeah, actually, very slow start. But they were able to pull away late. Although, certainly, Negros had their moments in that first set. But again, nung nag-switch na into high gear, itong Dasmariñas, nagtuloy-tuloy na sila dito. In fact, getting this set 1 win, 25-15.
You know, let's take a little bit more towards the next 2 sets. Kasi kahit papano pagdating naman ng set 3 ay nakaungos naman sila dun sa kanilang average. But set 2 is where it started to, I think, crumble a little bit para sa akin. Because the body language seemed to be a little different. Caparal wasn't getting her usual strides because of how well scouted these teams are. And for Adi specifically, pakiramdam ko, this is either gonna motivate her or demotivate her just because she's already a marked player ng Dasma.
Yeah, it was the way they lost set number 2 na talagang nagtuloy-tuloy yung downfall nitong Dasmariñas. They were just down by 2 there. That 9-1 run by Dasmariñas, sealing that set number 2 win. Dito, set number 3, halos ganun din. Inunti-unti lang nitong Dasmariñas yung kanilang pag-pull away against Negros. Against Celine Marsh was actually the star of this set.
It was just a really solid outing coming in from them. And again, it is 25-15. 25-15 and 25-16. Dasmariñas Monarchs taking over Negros Immaculada Mega Wide para sa inyong Smart Powered Up Plays. What a solid showing in the first game of the day. The stats could probably explain a lot of those already.
Kung titignan mo, blocks, errors, hindi nagkakalayo eh. But plus 21 in terms of attacks, plus 8 in aces. And those numbers reflect how faulty the reception was for Negros. Hindi nila may angat yung mga services ng Dasmariñas. And every time Dasmariñas has a free way to attack, they were able to capitalize, and Negros just needs to clean that one up. Kasi yung nag-set ng tone eh. First set pa lang, hirap na sila sa first ball. And let's see how they will adjust in game number 2.
And these are also stats that you can do something about. Diba? Hindi siya yung mga nawawala sa stat sheet that you can't figure kung saan ba sila nagkamali, ano ba yung pwede nilang gawin. So for Coach Jesse Baroga and the rest of the Negros Blue Hawks, they would love to go back to the drawing board on this because they still have time to take something out of consideration. But it's the Dasmariñas City Monarchs taking over in game number 1 in undeniable fashion. Up next is a preview of what happened in last year's finals to be this year's semifinals as Binyan, Tatakjel, Arellano Lady Chiefs look to protect home court kontra sa Quezon Tangerines. In behalf of Diana Igual and Ken Pangilinan, my name is Hans Galeria. Stick with us here at MPVA Season 2.